I'm so glad I was here tonight. So to answer this question, uh, all the shots I've heard Willie take on Black feminists and how can anyone be married? Maybe his marriages would have worked out if he would have focused on himself and what other men are choosing. Because what's funny to me is that he seems more concerned about the men who are married to Black feminists and not about his twice divorce large behind. And so, for me, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm so happy I was here today, y'all. Thank you for the invite, Lapeef, because this has now been the third or fourth time I've been on a panel with Willie, and he's been hostile every single time. Very hostile. I was wondering, what is the deal? Other than the obesity, what is the problem? What is causing him to be so upset? And I realized that, you could not manage to vet, not once, but twice, the same woman. So when you're saying, hey, we can't cheat, find a man who can't cheat, you were the man who couldn't cheat. You were the man who had to go back to the same woman twice because you didn't have options, right? And then when you went back to the same woman twice, it didn't work twice. And somehow you have men listening to you as if you were an expert on how to vet. You're sitting here talking about being in Philly and knowing her body count and who she slept with. And I made sure I did, and it still didn't work. So for me, I do think it is quite interesting that how you started off your answer to this question was, I often wonder why these women are married or how these men are married to these types of women. Because they can and you couldn't. That's the answer. Because they could get them and you can't. That's the answer, right? How are they doing it? Because they can and you can't. I am so happy I was here tonight. Thank y'all.
Okay.
I was about to go, but I think Willie can respond to that, and then I'll jump in after y'all finish this conversation.
I don't think he's gonna respond. I think
there's nothing to respond to. One, look at who said it, and there's enough. I'm not. Y'all haven't noticed that she says I'm hostile because every time she says something stupid, I call her out. I pointed out that she's retarded, all that stuff. That's not me being hostile. It's just me pointing out a fact. It's not that if any of you disagree with me, the comments typically agree with me, aside from the other hyena bitches. So there's nothing to respond for. If that's what she took from what I said, that is her right. I can't explain it to her, but I can't understand it for her. So go ahead, White.
Shit, my camera tweaking. Damn.
3D print that motherfucker.
I do need the 3D print.
We can hate. We can hate. We can hate you.
Okay, I just might not be able to hear me. I was gonna ask you something, but that y'all interaction threw me off. Yeah, what exactly was the question? Look at that shit.
The question was,
I was about to have nothing to say because I was about to.
Is commitment a risk or a responsibility?
Yeah. So it's definitely a responsibility, and it's risky as hell, especially for women to trust us men under 25, and it's a risk for a very rich nigga too. Or a man that has a lot of options, because you almost setting yourself up for failure unless you're like Willie was saying earlier, in the space where you can say to yourself, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to do this. I'm not, if you're not putting yourself in a position where you can mentally see the path forward where you won't do the things that are causing the destruction of the families and the breakdown of these women in ways in which they'll leave you. Yeah, it's a huge risk to go in there not knowing 100% that you're capable of doing that. And a lot of times men, because of the expectation that women have of monogamy, a lot of niggas agree to monogamy and don't really have no intention of doing that shit. They just agreeing because they like, all right, we got to be monogamous, so fuck it. I'm just going. I mean, I can't go in here and say I want to have hoes. So what am I supposed to do? I can't just say the shit that I actually want to do. So I'm just gonna say, yeah, we gonna be monogamous. I don't got no hoes, and then I go to the club, and the hoes that I want be on me. Shit, I hope I don't see nobody I know, and then try and go do what I want to do, and hope I don't get caught. And then when you get caught, be like, shit, it'll never happen again. But really, you thinking, damn, I'm mad I got caught because I just didn't want to get caught. Like, it wasn't really no other logic to that shit other than that. You still love her in your mind, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a risk. It's risky. Get to a point in life where you can say no and be willing to be faithful and be honest with people. But that whole thought process I just went through, that was a process before when I got caught cheating when I was younger. I was just like, man, shit. I wasn't really, I didn't even understand the concept of why it was wrong to have cheated. I was more so salty that I had to have a conversation about getting caught cheating to keep it a sleeve. That was my, like, damn, man, she about to. Should I break up with it? Like, I was even contemplating, do I love her enough to deal with all the bullshit behind me getting caught cheating? I was gonna break up with her for me cheating. Like, I don't know. You be going through some bullshit when you really like.
That's a mercy kill, bro.
Yeah, like I'm just being 100% honest. I don't even know what to say because it's a risk. It's a risk trying to do something that you just agreeing to. And that's not really what you want, but a society has an expectation for you to be that way. And it's really, really hard for well, in the past, I think honesty is opening up with other alternative types of relationships and other relationship structures and people having different type of arrangements. Honesty opening up now. So people might not be cheaters like they was in the past. But there was a time where you were expected to just pretend like you was going to want to be in a relationship. And 95% of men was going to pretend like they wanted to, and or you could try and get a situationship. But if you really liked it, you pretend. It just is what it is. It's not me making nothing up. I don't know if everybody gonna admit it, but there was a very long time where that shit was very valid. But all right,
Marcus, do you think that would be like a form of selfishness on man's
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Fuck yeah,
very absolutely.
What?
So in your specific situation, is it?
I remember I was young too.
For women or men to get into relationships.
You say is it what?
From just what you just explained, from that perspective, is it more risky for a woman or a man to get into a relationship?
Honestly, it's probably more risky for a woman not to get in a relationship.
Why is it more risky for us not to get in a relationship?
Because y'all benefit from it more than men.
Don't get cheated on. From your situation, right? From what you're explaining. Nine times out of 10, he gonna cheat on you because he really don't want to be.
Ty, I think he's highlighting the problem that True talked to you about earlier, right? True is basically saying that you have 1,000 options, we have 3, right? And you chose the 6'7" basketball player who goes to UConn, right? And now you're telling us, well, Marcus, well, why is that shellfish? And but it's like, you chose the 6'7" guy that every other woman in the proximity is enamored by.
Why y'all assuming that I'm choosing the 6'7" guy who goes? So what if he's 5'8" and works?
Well, Marcus is 6'7"
and works at Walmart.
You talk about women.
I'm talking about whoever was with Marcus.
No, I'm not talking about me specifically. I'm saying you're as if I'm speaking from a perspective where a woman is picking this.
Because that nigga is 6 fucking. He's 9 feet tall. That's he's talking about
Marcus because he's tall. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Marcus.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
It's not just the height. I think I'm like, okay, you use the stacking of it. The 6'7" is drastic. He could be 5'9", he could be 5'10", but to her, he aligns with the attraction level she needs. And that's what I'm speaking to. I'm not saying that women shouldn't go after whom they're attracted to, but they don't seem to pick guys based on lack of appeal. It's almost like